I'm pretty sure at some point in these videos you'll get tired of hearing me talk about the idea that as a coach, that part of my job is to push you a little bit. And so I'm going to do that here today. I want to talk to you about caring for the people in the congregation and praying for them. You know, when I first started out as a worship leader, I didn't really care fully for the congregation. Oh, I cared for them, but I was more interested in doing my musical gig kind of thing. And don't misunderstand, I wanted them to encounter God. I really did. But I didn't have that deep caring for them that I believe is necessary for us in leadership to have toward the congregation. And I wish I had. I really wish somebody had told me this back then. And one of the ways that I believe that whole caring, let me say this. I do think that all too often as I travel, that I see an us-them mentality between the worship ministry and the congregation. Those people, it doesn't matter what we do, they're just never... If we have that kind of an attitude toward the people in the congregation, how do we expect to fully lead them in worship? That's just not going to happen. We need to be caring for them, just like Jesus cared for his people when he was here physically, visibly on earth. And so I want to challenge you, if there's some of that mentality, some of that mindset that's already there in your worship ministry, please do everything you can to squelch it. If it's not there, please do everything that you can to keep it from happening. Because I want us to be on the same team, the same page, if you will, with the congregation, not feeling like we're superior or they're not paying attention or they don't care about our efforts. No. We need to care for them. And one of the ways that whole caring aspect is manifested, if you will, is through prayer. And, honestly, we in America, we talk a great game of prayer, but we don't do it all that well. We just don't. I saw, or actually read a great illustration of this a while back. Somebody was talking about how in mining long time ago, maybe even still today, I don't know, that what they would do is they would kind of drill down into rock and put dynamite into that hole. If you just put the dynamite onto the rock, it's not really not going to do anything. But if you put it into the hole in the rock, it's going to do a lot. And they said that they likened that concept to prayer. They said that lighting the fuse, that's the easy part. Drilling the hole, that's the hard part. That's the prayer part. Anybody can light the fuse. It takes a lot of work to actually pray diligently for someone and for someone's, like the congregation. And that's what I want to encourage you and challenge you to do, to think about that idea. See, when we do that, it gets rid of that and helps keep us from getting to a place of having that us-them mentality. I can't honestly pray for someone and at the same time maintain an adversarial relationship with them. If I'm truly praying God's best for them, I can't do that and see them as my enemy. Just can't. If I am genuinely praying, God, would you let him see your heart? God, would you open her eyes to recognize the fullness of your mercy and let that cause her to worship you? When I'm praying like that, I can't do that and at the same time maintain an adversarial relationship with that person. It just won't happen. No, it's going to change me on the inside. And so here's my big challenge for you. And again, I want to stretch you as much as I can here today. I want to challenge you to think about this. I believe that if you as a worship leader aren't spending at least as much time praying for the people in your congregation as you are leading them in worship, maybe you have some growth to do in that area. That's pretty strong, but I want you to think about it. Again, I am trying to help you to be a better worship leader. These are things that nobody ever told me that I would honestly, at this point in my life, wish they had. But I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to step out and pray more for the people in your congregation. Really care for them. Because if you'll do that, I can guarantee they're going to be much more willing to follow your lead as a worship leader.
brought to you by myworshipleadingcoach.com.
Helping you to be more fully equipped as a worship leader.